Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Iceman, issue number 4. Okay, so this is an issue where he's going after Amp. His name is Amp, not Zack Attack, okay? Just not Zack Attack. So, anyways, he goes after this kid because he gets lured by Daken to actually go out and do something and explore and see this and see that and see the world and be on private chartered helicopters and stuff like that. And just, yeah, what a chump. Anyway, to each their own, but, like, you're hanging out with Daken. Life doesn't get much simpler than understanding don't hang out with Daken. I mean, it's a sure way to get yourself killed. You don't hang out with Mr. Sinister. You don't hang out with Sabretooth. You don't hang out with Apocalypse. You don't hang out with freaking Daken. Probably avoid Omega Red too. Anyway, so yeah, I'm seeing just a really stupid kid who is incapable of listening to others or, God forbid, learning from other people's mistakes. Some people, you just have to learn from your own mistakes. And I feel bad for those people. I genuinely in my heart do. But that's where my sympathies end. Have at thee, Hoss. Enjoy life for as long as it lasts. It ain't going to last very long if he's hanging out with Daken. So anyway, Iceman tries to go after him. It doesn't work very well because the kid can keep on shutting down his powers. At one point, I love that Daken keeps on calling Bobby a snowflake. I think that's really freaking hysterical. At one point, Bobby actually crafts a gigantic snowflake and tosses it at Daken, practically cuts him in half and pins him a couple inches off the floor by pinning him to the wall. Like, wow. He wasn't playing around. So why don't you sit there and fester? And make no mistake, Daken didn't get entirely punked out any more than any character who could kill you in a heartbeat, would. By a character who, if he gets cut once, he's probably going to die. Daken, kept on telling us, like, I can smell the fear on you. No, literally, I can smell the actual fear on you. And it's like, it's a good way to really put somebody in their place. All the insecurity they're just feeling and everything. Also, I'm kind of glad they didn't go this route because I really don't want to see this. I don't want to see Daken and Bobby get together. Like, I know they're both gay characters, but that doesn't mean, I just, no, please not that. Honestly, I'm of the opinion that Daken should just completely disappear. Even the claws on his hands are just so anti-productive, like, duh. Anyway, so, yeah. The comic pretty much ends with Bobby's parents showing up at the X Mansion, and Bobby comes out to them. Wow, finally, he explains it. Now the whole world is going to explode. Anyway, I'm going to give this comic a B-. This was a good, fun issue. It was enjoyable reading, but at the same time, there's just, I don't know. I'm not particularly interested in seeing a relationship in the same, like, I don't like to see the regular relationships between straight characters with each other any more than, like, the cutesy stuff with Peter and Katya over in X-Men Gold. Even that gets a little bit, like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm older, but I'm just a little annoyed by constantly seeing all this stuff. So here also it's going to be the same. And at the same time, I'm not gay. So while I get it, sometimes you got to make something for the gay audience. But if that's the case, I'm afraid that this is actually going to literally, in more ways than one, turn off the non-gay audience too. I enjoy reading Bobby. It's funny, at one point, Bobby Drake starts singing a Drake song. That was actually interesting. I caught that. See, and that's one of the things I like about this comic, is that they have so many current pop culture references, and I genuinely love that. It's a really good part of this comic. But if they make it an actual gay comic, yeah, I am going to be turned off from the issue. I'm not going to want to read it, and it will be a very isolated, comic where you're only making it for the gay audience at this point. So it really is a fine line between between nothing, just how you're going to present the comic. So I'm really afraid that that's what this comic is going to turn into. I really hope that's not going to be the case. To me, it's one of the better of the X issues that are out currently. It's one of my absolute favorites right now. So yeah, I don't want to just stop reading it because it clearly doesn't appeal to me anymore. So there's that. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.